Back here at PF International Trent Valley Kart Club in Lincolnshire and getting ready for what promises to be one of the highlights of the weekend. The Senior Rotax final is coming up. We're due to go off in less than 5 minutes time. Thank you for joining us here. If you're new around here, and even if you're not, and you've just not done so already, if you've enjoyed the broadcast, do make sure you've clicked the subscribe button or buttons on Motorsport UK's channel on Alpha Live, and of course the brand new Karting UK YouTube channel, where you'll be able to see all of the features, the paddock shows that have been filmed across the course of the weekend, and watch all of the action back here this weekend. For now, though, let's head down to Nicole Sutherland, who's walking out with the drivers.
We're walking out onto the circuit ahead of our first Senior Rotax final of the year with Jack Lilly. Jack, how's your weekend been so far?
It's been an up and down weekend. It's the heats were a bit challenging, so and then we had a challenging pre-final then. So hopefully we're going to get back to the front.
And we've seen you make a lot of progress in the past 12 months and throughout the winter. What's helped you to do that?
Just not having injuries, really. Like I've only had. This is my only first pre-season, so it's good to get the laps in and get towards the front.
So you're running with Sam Pollitt this year, same as last year. What's Sam's expectations for you?
Just to get the best out of the kart and the performance, just try and get the best results possible, so I can get a good result in the championship.
That's great. Best of luck to you, Jack. We'll head over and quickly catch up with Lewis Gilbert. Lewis, have you got a second for a chat?
Yeah.
How's your weekend been so far?
It's been not so bad. A little bit poor in the last heat with a DNF, so that put us in the back foot. So started quite far back in the pre-final, got way up a good few spots in the pre, but still got a lot of work to do for the final.
Well, best of luck to you, Lewis. We'll head further down the grid. We caught up with Ewan Charman yesterday, who was one of our heat winners. Ewan's one of the only karts on the circuit that isn't an OTK. He's on a Birrell. Ewan, after we caught up with you after your heat win, how have you been getting on?
Yes, we struggled in the pre-final. We also got fourth in the heat, which is decent, but the pre-final we struggled. Seat stay snapped. So struggled with rear end grip and a few other things, but hopefully it should be sorted for the final and hoping to get within the top 5.
Best of luck to you, Ewan. See who else we can catch up with. Archie, I'm going to pick on you. So 7th last year, what are your goals for this year?
I think just build on last year, try and get top 3 in the championship, aiming for the win in the championship. Struggled here a bit, but looking for more in the next couple of rounds and in this final.
Yeah, and you've done this championship a number of times. You know the score when it comes to finals, that it can be anyone's win. What's your plan?
Pick my way through. When the opportunity presents itself, go for the win.
Best of luck to you, Archie. We'll carry on going down the grid. We've got Hunter Motorsport car, Gustav Uvzakov's up at the sharp end of the grid as well as teammate Kai Hunter. Kai was our British champion last year. Kai, hi.
Hi, Nicole.
How's your weekend been so far, Kai?
Yeah, pretty average, can't lie. I wanted it to go a bit better, but we're here in 5th position, hoping to go a bit further forward.
So when you say average, what's that been caused by?
A little bit of everything, a little bit of bad luck, a little bit of me. But we're going to go forward for now.
And as well, you've changed the livery for this year. Previously, you had just all branded Hunter Motorsport graphics, and now you're on the Carlos Sainz. So, can you tell us about the partnership between Hunter Motorsport and the Carlos Sainz chassis?
Me and Reese obviously got the CS55 deal at the start of the year. So I'm trying to obviously promote the kart. It's a brand new kart from the OTK group. So we're just going to try to do a bit for that, and then I think we're going to switch the sticker kit up later on in the year.
Great to hear from you, Kai. Best of luck for the race. We'll see you a bit later on. Macaulay, we caught up with you earlier on in this weekend. You were saying how confident you felt. Is that still the case for the final?
Yeah, I'm up at the sharp end, so I'll see what we can do in the final.
Great to hear from you. Best of luck. We'll head off the grid now, let the drivers get concentrated and pass back over to Henry and Andrew.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Well, Henry, this is the one that I think you and I have been waiting for.
Just a bit. You, me, and the rest of the karting world. Yeah, I'm just looking down the grid there. So Darren Brown, chatting with Callum Bradshaw. You've got a Nash Motorsport jacket with Teddy Pritchard Williams, of course, Blake Nash running for the Tony Kart Factory team. Okay, charge your glasses. Sit down and wait. What can the stars of Senior Rotax do?
Time for the final in Senior Rotax, round 1 of their Wera Tools Motorsport UK British Kart Championship for 2024. On pole position, former world champion Callum Bradshaw starts on an all-strawberry racing front row, joined by Teddy Pritchard Williams. Kanan McQueen and Macaulay Bishop go from row 2. Reigning British champion Kai Hunter goes alongside Guy Cunnington on row 3. Kin Garrity and Ethan Jeff Hall find themselves on row 4.
Gustav Usakovs from Latvia and Jamie Perillis round out your top 10 ahead of Ewan Charman on the Birrell ART and Archie Walker. Row number 7, the Diamond of Dalry, Lewis Gilbert and Jack Lilly, Neo Clark and Tristan Rennie.
Armand Hamilton and Archie Buttle go from row number 9. Brandon Klein Nagelvort and Pearson Bullock Carter start on row 10. Reg Hayward and Joshua Graham start on row 11. Deacon Russell and Angus Scrivener, who raced through from the repechage on row 12.
Sam Baker, George Donald, David Olesner and Alex Moody are next up with Austin Lee, Alex Adams-Acton, Sam Longley and Tyler Harris.
Last row of the grid, it's a 34 kart field completed by Matthew Sayer, flying the flag of Vietnam, and Morgan Porter, who had a retirement from the pre-final.
2020 British Senior Rotax champion and 2023 British KZ2 champion Morgan Porter. You can cut the tension with a cricket stump here, and they're gonna go around again. And that to me is absolutely zero surprise with Callum Bradshaw on pole position. He is one of the best direct drive karters in the world.
Yes.
Has been for some time. There is nobody, in my humble opinion, that plays the mental game better than Callum Bradshaw. If his go-kart isn't the quickest in the race, he will make sure that he outsmarts the rest and makes everyone else think he has the quickest go-kart.
Yep. No, absolutely. Well, at the moment, he leads the Virtual Championship scores after 2 portions of 25 points, 130 for Bradshaw, 124 for Pritchard Williams, McQueen on 119, Bishop on 117. Here last year, it was Kai Hunter who took the final victory on his way to finally securing that Senior Rotax trophy. The year before it was Bradshaw, the 2022 round winner here at PFI, Sean Butcher the year before that, and Kieran Gifford back in 2019.
And of course we have record viewing figures for the day. More of you are tuning in than at any other point of the weekend for this race. Senior Rotax, Bradshaw, Pritchard Williams, McQueen, Bishop, Hunter, Cunnington and the rest into the tram lines. Lights are out. We are off and racing. It's a great start for Bradshaw. McQueen dives up the inside of Pritchard Williams, threads the needle and takes the lead. At the back of the pack, there are carts off. Somebody out of their cart. We can't see who that is. I think it might be Armand Hamilton. George Donald has also not come round. There are several drivers at the side of the circuit. Kai Hunter is also. Where is Kai Hunter? And a pile up at turn number 1. This is not the start we hoped for. And the Battenberg flags are out. The Battenberg flags are out. It's a full course caution. Looking at there, the number 31, Sam Baker, has got damage for the Jack Dex Racing team. Kai Hunter is right at the back of the field. What happened to Kai Hunter? Now, I have seen there was a driver out of his kart, but walking away. I wonder if we can have a little look back and see what happened going under the bridge for the first time. We'll try and get that, but we're under a full course caution, with Bradshaw leading McQueen and Pritchard Williams, with Cunnington and Bishop the rest of the top 5. The clock continues to tick. Now, let's have a look at this, Andrew.
Yeah, so it's a very, very fast start for the drivers. Teddy Pritchard Williams nearly having to take to the grass, so it's going to come from the midfield here. Drivers will spear. That's a big hit. So one of the drivers losing a wheel there as well.
Yeah.
I think it was Alex.
Now,
I think it was Alex Moody and Matthew Sayer, because Armand Hamilton and George Donald I don't think took the start at all. So yeah, Alex Moody and Matthew Sayer, who both started towards the back of the field.
And Kai Hunter, I saw as because of the move that McQueen and Pritchard Williams made going side by side, Hunter got squeezed to the outside. Hunter got squeezed to the outside going under the bridge, and I think he was clipped and got turned. The two drivers behind went off and out. That's how Kai Hunter is right at the back. We also had the likes of Pearson Bullock Carter, Archie Buttle, and Deacon Russell at the start. They were also involved the first hairpin collision, but 12 and a half minutes left on the clock. We shall breathe a little bit deeper and take you through now. Of course, let's have a look at the top 10. Bradshaw, McQueen, Pritchard Williams, Cunnington, Bishop, your top 5. Ethan, Jeff, Hall, Keir Garrity, Gustav Usakov, Jamie Perilli, and they will go green. Now, take 2 in Senior Rotax.
So it effectively becomes the length of a pre-final then. 12 minutes for Callum Bradshaw to lead this one out. Caden McQueen straight on in there in second place. Change for third place. Guy Cunnington's had a quick restart. Sam Baker is out of the race. That damage means he could not take the restart, but it's Cunnington up to third in the early stages after the restart. Defended to the inside there. I think that was Gustav Uzakov's being involved in that exchange. Oh, let's look at that. Teddy Pritchard Williams and Guy Cunnington both went for the same piece of tarmac. Macaulay Bishop's in there as well. They get it sorted out in terms of keeping themselves on the track by the time they get to the Fullerton S's. But look at the gap that Bradshaw and McQueen have now got on the rest of the field. Well, there was a prediction earlier that Bradshaw might run away with this. McQueen is going to do everything that he can to stop that prediction coming true. 11 minutes to go, end of lap 3. Bradshaw leads, McQueen second, Pritchard Williams third. Ethan Jeff Hall's on a move here. He's up to 4th place ahead of Macaulay Bishop in 5th place. Warning flag for Guy Cunnington there in 6th.
Now, Caden McQueen, how many years was it with the Croc Promotions team on the Mad Croc chassis? 7 years. And of course, he was not only racing the kart, he was developing it as well. There is a reason why just before his passing, Martin Hines selected Caden McQueen to be what turned out to be the last Martin Hines officially selected driver to the Zipkart team. McQueen has spent 7 years developing a chassis, working with the team, often on his own. He now, after being loyal to a fault, him and his dad Andrew, they moved to one of the sports powerhouses that use the Cosmic kart, the same kart virtually that Strawberry and Dan Holland Racing used, OTK product. And now McQueen gets a chance to remind everybody why Mr. Karting himself selected him as a youngster at just 7 or 8 years old to join one of the most fabled stable, one of the most fabled Zip Young Guns, as Bishop goes through and makes a move on Ethan Jeff Hall. Guy Cunnington there. What can Caden McQueen do with European, Grand Finals, British and World Champion Callum Bradshaw?
Well, at the moment he's going toe-to-toe with him, 0.15 of a second between the two of them. Coming through into the Mike Wilson complex, we saw A moment there for Jeff Hall running wide out of the bridge. That was the opportunity that Macaulay Bishop needed to hop through into 4th place. Still, you'd feel the early stages of this one, we're only 5 laps down. Who's making their way through the order? Morgan Porter is up 19 spots so far in this race to 15th. Austin Lee as well is up 11 to 18th. Cian Geraghty, though, this could be Cian Geraghty's kind of race. Spoke to him earlier. He's going to be racing out in Europe in the next few weeks, but right now his priority is moving up from 10th place. That looks like Archie Walker on the move. Yes, it is. Down the inside of Jack Lilly for 11th.
There's Ewan Charman. That's Racing Perfection, courtesy of Ewan Charman, I've got to say. Racing Perfection having their best weekend in the British Championships ever at the moment. And now, this is a chance. I've got to say, the last time that they crossed, there is Morgan Porter picking him up and putting him down as he sighs his way through the pack. I think McQueen looks very, very cool, calm and collected. He doesn't look bothered by at all. Pritchard Williams is coming back into the fray as well.
I'm just going to make a point with Porter. It's going to get harder and harder for him as he moves further up the order. He's finding faster drivers. Terrible luck not running in the pre-final. He'll have much fresher tyres than everybody else out there. And we did see we had a little bit of a peer out the commentary box window. You could start to see a bit of wear, especially on the front tyres. They go on the front left in particular. Think of that run into hairpin 1. Undergoes a lot of punishment round here at PF International. Could that be a factor for Morgan Porter coming through the field? There's Guy Cunnington, currently fastest driver on the circuit, up to 4th place now, has got past Macaulay Bishop on this lap. 7.5 minutes gone, 7.5 to go. I tell you what, Teddy Pritchard Williams is closing in here. He's reeling McQueen and his former world champion teammate Callum Bradshaw back in.
Super Ted is pulling away from the Cunnington Bishop Jeff Hall battle and closing in on McQueen and Bradshaw. Caden McQueen and Callum Bradshaw have never raced on equal equipment. And I say that in terms of, OTK product. It's always been, McQueen, on a Croc Promotions car. And with, no disrespect to the Croc team, I'm a huge fan. In X30, they are wonderful. Rotax, they never quite got to grips with the Rotax class at the moment. They're not in the championship this year, the Croc team. But McQueen now showing what he's going to do. But he's going to be in the middle of a strawberry racing sandwich before long.
Top 5 move for Ethan Jeff Hall past Macaulay Bishop, but we will not count Bishop out. I made that mistake back at the O-Plate a few weeks ago, and we all know what happened. And with more than 6 minutes on the clock, end of lap number 8, Bradshaw continues to lead. Edges out a bit there, back up to 0.3 of a second ahead of McQueen. New fastest lap of the race now goes to Lewis Gilbert, just inside the top 10. Morgan Porter's progress seems to have halted. He's still there in 15th place, which is good news for those with older rubber towards the front of the field. You can hear how much the Mojo D5 tyres are being punished. You've got to give it to the tyre suppliers this weekend. The performance has been very good for them across the course. It was a very green circuit at the start of the weekend. As out there Austin Lee. So Austin Lee had a great start, had moved up more than 10 positions, retires on lap number 8.
No.
5.5 minutes to go, Henry. This feels like the point where Callum Bradshaw is just starting to put a bit more pressure. His race management second to none. His lead is now 0.4 of a second.
Yes, indeed it is. And Caden McQueen is going to have to deal with Teddy Pritchard Williams. What does Pritchard Williams do? Does he try and work with McQueen and push up to his teammate, or does he make the move at the moment? Pritchard Williams goes through the turn number 4. Great move from Super Ted off the bridge, clean as you like, into P2. It's going to cost him a little bit of time now. So, Teddy Pritchard Williams, are you a superstar, or are you a nearly man who's just a really nice guy with a great smile and a great family, or are you a champion? Let's have a look. What are your stones made of now, Super Ted? This is your chance.
It is indeed. Guy Cunnington closing in as well there in 4th place. 2nd place, remember, last year in the season closer for Senior Rotax at this very circuit. That was the first time that we saw Teddy Pritchard-Williams on a Senior Rotax podium at this level. This, I feel, is a really big lap now. This next lap, he's made that statement move, getting past McQueen. Will have lost, does lost a bit of time out of it. What has he got through this first sector? Well, McQueen's going to repay the driver. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong for both of them. McQueen went down the inside. Pritchard-Williams was there, and they've both gone wide and lost more than 6 positions. So it's up to Guy Cunnington now and Macaulay Bishop. Can they chase Bradshaw down? You can understand it from McQueen's perspective. He wanted to repay the favour, retake the initiative, but it's just a bit too tight through turn 4.
Over to you, team owner, former British champion, Guy Cunnington. Now, the only owner driver in the whole paddock. Nobody else runs their own team and drives for their own team and runs a plethora of other drivers. Now what could Guy Cunnington do? He was the inaugural champion in the modern era of the British Championship back in 2019. Ironically, he won that championship for Darren Brown's Persistence Motorsport team. Who's mechanicking for Callum Bradshaw this weekend? Darren Brown. Of course he is.
3 minutes to go then. A +5 second penalty. In-race penalty, the number 47 of Caden McQueen. That's come from race control, we'd imagine, for that move.
I would imagine
on
so.
Teddy Pritchard-Williams on the previous lap. Archie Walker looking a bit wide there.
Bishop's gone up to second. Sorry, Andrew. Bishop's up to second, and that has opened up a huge lead for Callum Bradshaw. 2.5 minutes to go. I think that's done it, Dustin. Oh, no. And there's the number 30, Jack's Motorsport Kart of Jamie Perilli and Ewan Charman coming to grief. But 2.5 minutes to go. The gap is 1.72 seconds. Bradshaw, well, could you have imagined, Andrew Mather, at the start of this race, that we would be talking about one driver leading every lap start to finish?
Well, no is the
simple answer to
that.
We are,
But if there's one driver who wants to change that scenario, and one driver who's capable, based on what we've seen the last month or so, it's that man there, the O-Plate winner from 3 weeks ago, Macaulay Bishop. He's going to need that help from Guy Cunnington behind. Kai Hunter is out of the race. It is not the way that he would have wanted to start his defence of the Senior Rotax title. As he said, it's been an average at best weekend, but you're sure to see Kai Hunter will strike back when we go to Lark Hall in a month's time. 1 minute and 38 to go. Bradshaw overlooks his shoulder, sees the gap. It's 1.48. It's coming down. It's coming down, but is it at enough of a rate for Bishop and the rest to have an opportunity? Their only option, I feel right now, Henry, if they want to win this race, they have to work together. They have to trust themselves that they will be able to reel Bradshaw in. One attempt at an overtake will take it out of their hands. They've got 1 minute and 10 seconds. They've taken another 10th out of Bradshaw in the first sector. It is coming down. They've got to keep this formation. Ethan Jeffhall there in 4th. Teddy Pritchard-Williams is not out of this. He's got back up into 5th place. Through sector 2, they've taken another 1/10 of a second out of Bradshaw's lead. There's going to be 2 more laps of this here at PFI. There's a chance. It's not a big chance, but it's one big enough for the likes of Bishop, Cunnington, Jeffhall and Pritchard-Williams to close Bradshaw in.
I've got to say, I'm forever the optimist, but I got a feeling the only way the rest of the field are going to beat Callum Bradshaw if they hire a sniper and shoot him at this point. Out of the bridge, down the hill towards turn number 1. On the live chat, I've got to say, David Whitehouse said, I think Bradshaw's going to win by 1.2 seconds. With 15 seconds to go, Bradshaw leads by 1.1 seconds. I thought David Whitehouse was absolutely gangster tripping when he said that, but he could be the smartest man in the room. Who knows? What can Bishop do? The O-Plate pulling away from Cunnington. Pritchard-Williams has passed Jeff Hall for 4th position. Usakov 6th, Garrity 7th, McQueen 8th, Gilbert 9th, Walker 10th, and it's Porter from the back of the grid to 11th, followed by Lilly, Graham, Clark, Rennie, Scrivener, Nagelvort, Haywood and Auleshner, with Alex Adams Acton rounding out your top 20. The final lap has begun. Bradshaw leads by 1.1 seconds. I said not one final will be decided by less than a second. Come on, Bishop. Just 1600s is all I need.
It does indeed, but Bradshaw has control of this one. He's looking to add another win here at PFI. Defensive to the inside there is Teddy Pritchard-Williams. Fourth place battle with Ethan Jeff Hall. Guy Cunnington has got back past ahead of Pritchard-Williams. To the inside maybe for Jeff Hall. No, not that time around. Bishop closing in the gaps, 1.07. It's been a sterling effort by Macaulay Bishop, but quite simply on this day there was no beating the former world champion, the 2022 British Senior Rotax champion Callum Bradshaw. Once again in 2024 wins at PFI. He beats his chest and says, how about that? He is back in the Wera Tools Motorsport UK British Kart Championships, and on a big year here at PFI, he starts the season with a win.
Beats his chest as if to say, boys, I'm back, and guess what? I'm still the daddy. What a drive from Callum Bradshaw by 0.7 of a second. Sorry, David Whitehouse. Over Macaulay Bishop. Guy Cunnington completes the podium. Teddy Pritchard-Williams in fourth. What could have been for Super Ted. Then Ethan Jeff Hall, Gustav Usakovs. Well, Strawberry Racing, Dan Holland Racing, Guy Cunnington Racing, 3 teams in the top 3. Sam Pollock Racing, Hunter Motorsport, KR Sport, Craft Motorsport also in the top 10. Down towards those who failed to finish. What a drive from... Where did Morgan Porter go? He was up to 40. Well, he lost a couple of places there on the last lap. He was up into the reach of the top 10. There's Ethan Jeff Hall going through, and yeah, Callum Bradshaw getting congratulations there from Guy Cunnington and Macaulay Bishop, and well, there we go. I won't dive into it. Callum Bradshaw and Macaulay Bishop had a really nice little conversation.
Yes.
Yesterday, and again, gamesmanship. But nobody is a bigger fighter than Macaulay Bishop, but nobody is a bigger thinker than Callum Bradshaw, and on this occasion, it was mind over matter.
It was indeed. Led from the lights to the flag, and a little smile there from Callum Bradshaw. He knows that's a good day's work, and well, he worked hard for that one. I'm sure, in some ways on a lap chart it'll have looked easy going from pole position to the win, but those of us watching, let's have a little listen in. Let's head down then to Nicole Sutherland, who's down in Parc Ferme.
What a race by our Senior Rotax grid. Shame to lose a few drivers like Kai Hunter, but we'll quickly catch up with Macaulay Bishop. Macaulay, what a race. How was it for you?
Yeah, I mean, I had an all right start, nearly a massive crash, but yeah, got shuffled down to like 5th or something, and then after the Battenberg, just kept making my way up the field, got into 2nd, and then yeah, just couldn't quite catch Callum on the last couple of laps.
And this is a long championship, and we all know that it's all about points. So what will your thoughts be when you go into the rest of the races?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a good haul of points this weekend, so hopefully we can build on that for the rest of the year.
Great, thanks Macaulay, and congratulations. Callum, we'll catch up with you as well. You're back then.
Yeah, I guess we could say that.
And this year, Strawberry, obviously 2022 champion, have they got the same expectations for you again, or are you just taking every race as it comes?
Obviously we'll take every race as it comes, but the expectations are always there. Obviously you drive for Strawberry, the past they have, the champions they've brought, obviously myself being one of them, but many others, so you kind of get an expectation for that, but no, it's a great start to the season.
So can you confirm for us as well, you'll be joining us at Larkhall?
I think I might as well after how this round's gone. I think I've got to, so yeah.
Great, congratulations Callum, thanks very much. We'll head back up to the comments box to see some highlights from that race, if we can fit them in, because I think there's going to be a fair few.
They are indeed, and a great scoop from Nicole, that we should have Callum Bradshaw on the grid for Larkhall. This was the start of the race, very dramatic start of the final. There was Kai Hunter going out wide. There, out of the race, Alex Moody and Matthew Sayer. Good to know that they were both able to walk away.
They're actually just walking past us now, so all fine, yeah. But here's Teddy Pritchard-Williams trying to close in on the McQueen and Bradshaw battle. It was one of those things that I think Caden McQueen's setup started to go away from him, because by here he's looking around, but then gradually, this is a great move. That's move of the day for me by Teddy Pritchard-Williams. Up the inside, McQueen tried to reinvent the move, but Pritchard-Williams already coming across, and I don't think Caden was quite as much alongside before the turn-in. For the second final in succession, Ewan Charman's great run ends in a grassy moment. But Bradshaw, and as celebrations go, I would give that celebration an 8.4 celebration. There's your winner, and that is all she wrote.